Hello, class 11. Welcome to your online class. The chapter 9 chapter we were discussing, and we were discussing about school, what is its benefit, and what are the rules and regulations we follow in school. Today, we are going to start with the limitations of the school. Now, see, being a formal institute of education, school is having many responsibilities. They are looking after the educational part of a student, what are the development, what are the requirement of the students and everything. But still, after discussing, we can say that there are some disadvantages or some limitations of the institute named school. Now, as everything in our life, we have some whatever we are doing, whatever we are receiving, there are some good points and some bad points. Means something is positive and something is negative. Just like the same, the school is having also some limitations, which we will point out today. And because the institute is able of teaching and giving education, formal education, but there are some limitations which the school is carrying along with its everyday service. So let's discuss. Number one, high educational expenditure. Now, as we know, children, that India is a very poor country. There's a majority of the people living in India are unable to receive their regular basic requirements like food, clothing, and shelter. So, how they will provide how they will continue the expenditure of a school, isn't it? When they are not getting enough money to eat, enough place to stay, and enough, they cannot afford buying clothes for their own. So, how they will carry the expenditure of the school? So, that is a main problem. Though we all know that school is providing us with some benefits and some, we also pay the school back something, but still school is unable to teach the students, those who are staying in footpath, those who are living, because they are unable to bear the expenditure of a school. That is a number one. Number two, different environmental condition. See, being a poor country, we all know that India is a diverse country in its culture, in its heritage, in its language, in all the spheres of life. Different sorts of people, they are living in a different place, different status and different condition. So, formal system of education or school education is unable to provide and fulfill the need of the people, those who are living in different environmental condition, because they are coming from different background, their needs and requirements are different. Only studying books and studying materials, whether it is a subject of art, science, or commerce, whatever it may be, it is not providing them any benefit so that they can lead their life properly. So school is unable to fulfill the requirement of the students, those who are coming from different background and different family condition. In a state, we know it's versatile in nature, different language, different cultural, different heritage people. They are coming from different family backgrounds. Their heredity is different. Their upbringings are different. So it becomes very difficult for the school to follow different rules for different needs of the individual. Next thing, number 3, grade and ages are predetermined. That is also a very important thing. See, in which age, in which class you are going to enter, it is predetermined, isn't it? In an age of 4 or 3.5, you are entering the school, and after that, class 1, class 2, class 3, you are appearing, and slowly, when you are coming at the age of 18, you are giving your madhyamik exam. approximately. So more or less in formal education, all the stages of the classes are predetermined, and that is the one of the major problem. Suppose anyone has unfortunately has unable to attend school at a proper time, they will not get more chance to study. Means at the age of 18, suppose if a person will be willing to study, he cannot start his studying with the help of formal school. They can take it informally, they can use non-formal non-formal media to get education, but not through formal education, because the ages and the grades are all predetermined, and in which age, which class this child is going to enter, and when he is going to pass madhyamik, and when he is going to pass higher secondary. All these stages of life are stages of schools are predetermined. So that is another one negative point of school. Number 4, advancement of science and technology is very quick. It is also truth. Being a part of a progressive country, we can say that our scientists and educationists, they are continuously striving for new to newer inventions, isn't it? And if you see the curriculum, and if you see the study material, what we are studying, what we have studied, you are also studying the same material, more or less, little bit change or maybe. But the thing what is to be criticized is according to the change and the need of the society, the curriculum maker, they are unable to change the curriculum, because it is not possible to change the entire curriculum after 2 years or so. So that is one advancement of science and technology is so much that the our study material, what we are studying, what we have read, you are also reading the same thing. So that is also a minus point or a negative point of a school being a formal education. They are only providing with bookish knowledge. They are not also updated. It is also truth, because though we are telling that yes, we are providing you with knowledge, but unless and until we are using some current books, relevant topics, we have to for current events we have to search Wikipedia, YouTube channels, isn't it, for upgradation of our own subjects as well. Even I have to see education for my upgradation. So that is the thing. School curriculum, though the curriculum is fixed, as the curriculum is fixed, the school is unable to progress forward, isn't it? Because it is abided by the rules of the curriculum, and the curriculum is not changing, and it is not being upgraded too. So that is another problem, that even being means every day there is a little bit of change in our society, in our science, in our attitude. Everything is changing, and we know society is ever changing, isn't it? But the formal system of education is unable to change each and every day, isn't it? The curriculum is not possible. Next point, interest of individual is neglected. It is also truth. Though we are getting chance to select our own subject, maybe we don't like or we do not need what we are studying, isn't it? Sometimes we feel like that yes, the subject what I have chosen is of no use. But and when you grow up, you saw that yes, what I have studied all were in vain, and what I need actually I didn't learn. So that is the main problem. What is individual requirement, it is never considered in school. Though you are choosing arts, some are choosing commerce and some are choosing science, it is okay. But whether it is commerce, arts or science, the things are same. The requirement what we see afterwards, we have learnt a very little from school education or college education. What we need is basically practical knowledge, practical application, knowledge application, way of application of something, how to behave, how to adjust. Many things we must learn what we do not learn in a school premise or in a school curriculum. Next is unable to develop versatile ideas. Now see, it is quite related from the previous one. Versatile idea means school is always used to follow a fixed curriculum. Many times I'm repeating the same point. But what happens is the needs and the requirements, what are more essential for us, these are not the part of our syllabus. What we need, how to approach ourselves, how to stand before people, how to say, how to talk, many extra curricular activity. Maybe if I say that these extracurricular activity or the activities those are more important for us must be included in school. Not only drawing and craft, no, not, I'm not talking about that. Means how to speak, how to talk, how to behave, how to sit before an interview. These are also very important. Just an example I am setting in front of you, because these are very important for your future, isn't it? What should be the dress? How should you stand before the interview panel? What are the decorums you have to maintain? Isn't it? Many things are there, and if you face a problem, how to deal with that. So many practical problems and many practical issues are there which must be included in the curriculum, but unfortunately there's no scope of like that, because our need is versatile in nature, our demand is also versatile in nature, but school is unable to fulfill all this versatility, or the formal institution is unable to provide the students with all these facilities. And finally, school, we all know, it is examination oriented and fails to motivate. See, not only about school examination, but it is also regarded with different, if you think of any examination, palpitation starts inside our mind, isn't it? There's a little bit tension, and all are not having the same mentality. Some of you get nervous, some are very confident. Whatever you write, it is okay, it is good though. But the thing is, the entire education system is dependent on examination and evaluation. So somehow if you fail to give the examination, or if you fail to qualify, then the problems which can occur is the evaluation will not be proper. So maybe it may happen that throughout the year you have studied, but at the time of the examination, unfortunately you are unable to give the exam, so you will not be allowed for the next class. So that is the unfortunate part of the school curriculum and school system, that it is basically dependent on evaluation and examination, which is failing to motivate the students. Not telling, okay, you study hard, we will understand and we will make you pass. So there is a marks, means up on 50 marks you are giving exam. Some are giving 90 marks exam, some are giving 100 marks exam, some are giving 40 marks exam, and whatever may be, even if it is of 10 marks, who will get 10 marks, who will get it 9, who will get 8, within the competition will start. Before you are motivated for working more, you will be motivated to start your palpitations and tensions. So that is also a negative point of the school system, because they are unable to motivate, though the teachers and everyone are there for you, but they, at the time of examination, they are really helpless for you. They cannot help you, because at the time of exam it is your time to perform, and that is why it is unable to motivate you. And these are all more or less limitations of a school. So formal education we have finished. Next day, in the part 11, we will start with non-formal school. It's also a very small topic, non-formal education definition, its characteristics, and what are the limitations. That we will start in the next day. Thank you.